of some old material and money situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of, basing it on a true man and a true heart and true values
Mm-hmm.
of life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And,
Because no, no, not. Hopefully, I didn't cut you off.
no.
Because when you get the money, if you don't have the truth and the values and the growth, then having that money won't even matter. So we not talking broke talk. What we talking is true values when you have it, and when you don't. When what you just say, people don't value the. When you said people don't value the what?
The love and the
The no
honor of a man.
that too. But then he said people don't value you when you don't have what they feel like you should have as
Right.
far as this is concerned. Now everybody has been down and come up. The reason why men go out and get other women when they do come up is because the ones that they were with when they was down didn't value them and didn't expect it to happen. Me and my boy Jay in the
what
building.
You see, that's what you see in a love mate. You know what I mean? That's why I call it teammate. I don't even tell nobody I want a relationship. I need a teammate.
Need a teammate.
I need a teammate because a teammate is coming to be prepared to be on the team and do whatever it needs to be done to win. You know what I'm saying?
A teammate.
Yeah, a teammate. And with the team, being on a team, there's rules.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be at practice.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be faithful to being
Mm-hmm.
there
Mm-hmm.
on practice. You got to be truthful about what you want to do in life. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want a teammate.
Yeah. A lot of women, and a lot of people on the planet, not being judgmental, but just talking from experience, my experiences. A lot of women and men, for that matter, think men and women can't be faithful. Dude, respect is number one. But dude, I know that that's who I am. But if you got people in your life that are constantly bouncing in and out of your life and talking about you're not faithful. I ain't seen you in 2 weeks and you're gonna say I'm not. It's or you disappear and because life has its challenges. But if you really on somebody's team, you on a team. I went kind of left with that one, but it's really it ties all in to how you treat a person that determines if they're gonna sit around and continue to let you crush their heart. And that's on. I've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes. But at the same time, when you really team up with somebody, like my boy was just saying, when you really team up with somebody, there's rules, and rules can save our life. It can save our relationship. Rules and is not a bad word to me no more, because just like consequences is not a bad word. I don't do certain things because of consequences. You know what I'm saying? So you live and you learn. Nobody starts off always being perfect, but we live and we learn. We getting it in.
And for an example, when I talked to a female, she was like, I was trying to let her know about rules about when you do get in a relationship. There's rules when you do get in a relationship. Now, when you're not in a relationship
Exactly.
and you just meet somebody,
Yeah.
it's open. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You
Yeah.
still have your friends, your female friends or whatever, and you doing what you do. But when you do get in a relationship, it's vice versa. That's when rules start to kick in now. It's no more having no female friends or male friends who's going to be calling you at a certain time or whatever. Or then, and another thing is like having people coming over into your home when you a mate. You don't want everybody sitting up in your home.
Absolutely.
It's all rules
Absolutely.
start to kick in.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And respect to make this relationship smooth, because when you leave a crack in your vase, that's when the enemy come in. You know what I'm saying? You cannot leave cracks. Yeah, and then another thing, people misuse that word trust. That's why our Father didn't use trust. You know what I mean? That's why He said believe in Him. We're gonna believe that you're not gonna do this, and we're gonna have faith that you're not gonna act like this or be like this. But when you do, break that rule, and it could be on a small scale, guess what? Now it's going to be you against her, because that little trust being broke because you use that thing trust. Oh, I trust she ain't gonna say this. I trust she ain't gonna do that. But when she break it, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
It's broken, and you're gonna hold that against that person. That's why I say you don't use trust. You use. I believe that she might not do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I hope that she won't do it, or vice versa. Or
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the people don't understand is that when you become a certain age, as not age, I can't put age on it, but put on a certain level of you growing in life, what you go through is supposed to be a learning experience. You're supposed to become a man. You're supposed to be more as an adult, not getting younger and dumber. You're supposed to get smarter and wiser.
Exactly.
And you're supposed to learn your mistakes and likewise with a woman. You know what I mean? That's why me and my folks, we still fighting for love. We ain't giving up on love.
Absolutely.
People gave up on love. You know what? When you give up on love, guess what? You become gay. You start doing things that's not moral. You start doing all kind of stuff for that to fit in. But when you still fighting for love, guess what? You're gonna become that man. You're gonna keep your chest up, keep your head up. You ain't gonna negotiate with the enemy, because when you start doing that, you start negotiating. We ain't here to negotiate. We here to set our foot down and be a man. And there's a lot of men losing that. A lot of men is losing their men respect. You know what I'm saying? I can go deep. You know what I mean?
That's deep though.
I mean,
that is deep though.
Because you got
that's
cats
deep.
out
That's
here
deep for real.
doing some old. You got cats out here getting extensions in their hairs.
Yep.
Braids. They starting to do what a woman want in their life, and that's that Hollywood stuff. And they can't understand that we ain't got time for that type of stuff to be sitting up there trimming ourselves to the super T every day. And yeah, it's all good to be comfortable and be how you are, but you're gonna do it on your time and situation on how you feel. Not when somebody else say, oh, do this or do that. No, we're gonna do it where we know how we take care of ourselves. We know when to take care of ourselves.
I have to tell this truth. That's exactly right. That's beautiful, man. I have to tell this truth. I was doing some work yesterday in this home. This matter of fact, I was doing some work yesterday in this home. I'm not gonna mention race and all of that, but I was doing some work in this home, and I saw the pictures of this dude's wife. I mean, this lady was beautiful, kids, the whole nine. And while I was doing the work that I had to do, I was feeling uncomfortable because the husband was making passes at me. So what he just said, you never know what people are going through. That's why we make these videos. I'm like, dude, is this? I was feeling uncomfortable. I had to tell the dude I was working with, like, man, this is kind of. He was like, hey, I saw him following you around. Like, I'm like, man, what is, to me, ain't nothing more beautiful on this planet than a woman, yo, for real. That's just it. Bottom line. That spirit, like he said, how can you leave your manhood because of the disrespect or the mental mishap of some other individual, meaning the opposite sex, a woman? A woman has more power than we think, so we have to be respectful in that area, because once you become so disrespected and they start turning to other men, you got to remember, a lot of those women were molested when they was younger, dude. A lot of men just, did certain things to them, or when they were grown, they got something happened. I knew a girl, something happened to her, and it was like all of that she brought to the table, and she was just taking it out on men, but you couldn't look at her exterior, the outer part of this woman. You couldn't look at her and tell that. It didn't show, but it was all on the inside of her.
And the thing is, it happened to men and women.
And women. Happened to men and women.
That's how powerful it is.
Yep.
But the women is so powerful.
Yep.
They got women and men after them. That's how powerful it is. That thing right there is a cold piece of work. But when you start learning and realizing and open your eyes on it and recognize it, then you know what's going on. Now, if you're still doing it and all that, yeah, you're going to have to pay the price. But you got to grow from it. You got to realize that type of stuff like that is not cool. It's not, you know what I mean? It's a trap. You got to be careful. It's all to steal love.
It's all to steal love. It's all to ruin
It's
love.
all to steal love.
It's all to ruin love.
And
Real.
to ruin love. And that's what they're trying to take out. The whole thing is about is love.
And a lot of people don't know. A lot of people do know, I should say. The number one rule, we was talking about rules. The number one rule to love is respect. And I had to learn that quick. I had to learn that quick if I was going to be in any kind of love for anything. So the number one rule to love is respect. Real talk. It's my cousin Jew. We in the building, baby. We in the studio. We getting it in right now. So nice to have this talk with y'all. Y'all see us more often. Blessings. YouTube, we going up.